it with graduation speeches, at least in the last decade or so? Whether they're done by invited guests as commencement speakers or the valedictorian or simply a student invited to speak as part of the ceremony, it certainly seems like these people hate the country that gave them everything. And I know it's because schools from colleges and universities all the way down to friggin' preschool now have successfully indoctrinated students to hate the US. What's even more ironic is that the vast majority of these schools are government funded, which would logically mean that our own federal government could be seen as an enemy of the state. Hey everybody, your resident man in black is back again for a new edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement, things that need to be said. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis. Really quick, head on over to Rumble, subscribe to our channel, and hit that plus button. No matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I actually read what you guys have to say, and I occasionally respond, so don't be shy. Now, on with the show. By saying what I did in the opening of this video, it's not really the student's fault, and you might say, well, people have a choice as to what they think and believe. And my response to you would be that some of us who may think that we were lucky enough to grow up knowing the differences of the world before and after everyone had the internet, before and after everyone had a computer in their home, and before and after everyone had a computer in their hand and pocket that used to be exclusively for talking to people, you know, a phone.
Yo! What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm bringing all of this up because of a student speaker at the City University of New York Law School's graduation ceremony saying the following.
Like many of you, I chose CUNY School of Law for its articulated mission to be law in the service of human needs. One of very few legal institutions created to recognize that the law is a manifestation of white supremacy that continues to oppress and suppress people in this nation and around the world. We joined this institution to be equipped with the necessary legal skills to protect our communities, to protect the organizers fighting endlessly day in and out with no accolades, no cameras, no votes, no PhD grants, working to lift the facade of legal neutrality and confront the systems of oppression that wreak violence on them. Systems of oppression created to feed an empire with a ravenous appetite for destruction and violence. Institutions created to intimidate, bully, and censor and stifle the voices of those who resist.
Oh, there's more. Isn't it peculiar how these students and graduates sound eerily similar to the activists masquerading as professors who produce this word vomit because they somehow think it makes them seem either edgy or profound? Well, it doesn't. It makes you sound like a communist. And if you know anything about me, I'd deport them given the chance. You can be a lefty or a liberal, but if you're a communist, I have no problems telling you how your entire worldview will eventually fail you, as it always has for each and every person that believed in that line of utopian BS. Remember a minute ago how I said there's more? Here you go.
We are the student body and faculty that fought back when investor-focused admin attempted to cross the BDS picket line, saying loud and clear that Palestine can no longer be the exception to our pursuit of justice, that our morality will not be purchased by investors. We are the class that fought for incarcerated clients and zealously filed for their clemency applications with nearly zero institutional support. We are the class that fought for clients to get asylum, that went to court to reunite families torn apart by ACS and the family surveillance. We are the class that organized against using Lexis, a legal research company contracted with ICE. And we did all of this in spite of the racism, in spite of the selective activism, the self-serving interests of CUNY Central, an institution that continues to fail us, that continues to train and cooperate with the fascist NYPD, the military, that continues to train IDF soldiers to carry out that same violence globally.
I know. Everyone that doesn't agree with you is a fascist. Sounds like something a fascist would say, if we're being honest here. The cops are fascist, the military is fascist, everybody that isn't a communist is fascist, which in and of itself is smothered in the thick gravy of irony. And look, I rarely do this, but I'm giving this girl the benefit of the doubt. Despite all her communist, fascist talking points that she's been force-fed her entire life, no doubt being shoved through the New York school system. But with one sentence that she said early on in her speech, I understood that she still has a heart.
Those who made it and those who couldn't, we wouldn't be here without you. Thank you for your unwavering love. My mom's crying, so that means I have to start crying.
She talks about human rights while preaching the religion of Marxism, but she still has time to feel for her mom. It's still there. You just have to look. I think what we need is a society, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not telling people to go and make it happen. I'm not even telling people that they should agree with me to the point of any kind of call to action. What I'm about to say is merely my philosophical opinion of what can return our country to greatness, and that is, as much as possible, get government out of our lives.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Everyone was so scared when the government was on the precipice of shutting down because the bureaucrats couldn't decide how much more of our money they wanted to steal from us. Why? Why are we so eager for mommy and daddy government, along with aunt and uncle media, to hold our hands? Does no one remember the last 3 years prior to this one? Do all of you really look forward to a future where government is your God and their experts are their disciples preaching to you the gospel of the state? Remember Fauci? Remember how he is the science?
But they're really criticizing science because I represent science.
We can never go back to that. We simply cannot allow it. We simply need to get government out of our lives as much as possible. Get it out of our airports, get it out of our entertainment, and especially get it out of our schools. Federal government controlling the public school system is one of the worst things to ever happen to this country. We've gone from things like reading is fundamental, the 3 R's, dissecting frogs, and passing a constitution test where you couldn't move on to the next grade, to teaching kids that America's history is evil, there are 3,291 genders, and that you can get different answers to math if you just change the initial equation that you were supposed to solve for in the first place. And reading?
What the hell is even that?
Think I'm over-exaggerating? Just take a look at some stats I reported about just one city a few weeks ago. According to statistics compiled by US News and World Report, quote, in Chicago public schools, 25% of elementary students tested at or above the proficient level for reading, and 21% tested at or above that level for math. Also, 24% of middle school students tested at or above the proficient level for reading, and 21% tested at or above that level for math. And 21% of high school students tested at or above the proficient level for reading, and 23% tested at or above that level for math, unquote. Folks, I say something to this effect all the time, and maybe, eventually, it'll sink in for people, if they're even allowed to watch this video, that it's upon us, not the empty suits that get elected every 2 to 6 years, to make the changes necessary to live in a world that we recognize and would want to live in. Because I don't know about you, but this great society sucks in stereo. So, you think I'm headed for a DC jail, or were these things that needed to be said that simply can't be denied? Let me know in the comments what you think, where I do read most and reply to some, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and hit that plus button. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video, if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook, check out more of our work at MRCTV.org, and if you want to support our content and the conservative movement, head on over to MRC.org/donate to help us out, since we're a nonprofit and couldn't do what we do without all of you. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.